Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I want each one of you to realize that when you come in here today, you are viewing something. Each person that you meet in your life is a representation of you. And so what is that view that you have just ignited within you? There's a couple faculties that are involved with this. One is imagination. One is knowing, which is, I changed the word faith into knowing because I don't like to be blind and everything. And a lot of religions have taught us that faith is blind and everything, but knowing is not blind. And so when you meet someone, you have it's a representation of you. So what are you viewing? Not everybody you meet every day is pleasant and everything. And when you meet someone that's unpleasant and you feel unpleasant, what is your view? And so, what are we going to do about that? Well, let's start thinking of other things that are pleasant and view that. Now, we have been in places where they are pleasant. One of the most pleasant places I've ever been was the Redwoods. Because as soon as I moved into Redwood, everything was peaceful. I couldn't hear nothing from the outside or anything like this. And so when I come across something that in myself that is not too pleasant, I view that I can still see those redwoods. And so I view that. And there's a certain feeling that comes up that helps me to view the opposite of what I am feeling in all this, you know. And so, you know, we've all been taught through our life. And our first teachers was our mother and father. And I cringe at some of the things they taught me. I guess I'm not in a boat by myself, am I? And I spent a lot of time viewing different things in my life that were pleasant and everything, you know, and accomplishments that I didn't think I had too many accomplishments in my life. But when I started viewing the opposite of those things that I was taught, I started viewing those accomplishments that I've made. I didn't realize I had quite a few accomplishments in my life. Because one of the things I was taught that you didn't have accomplishments in your life, and you couldn't go around talking about them because that was bragging. And, you know, my mother, I love her so dearly, she taught me so many things to be who I am. Was one of them that taught me that and everything. On her dying day, my other sister, I have three sisters, and I have one brother that's already in the spirit world. We were visiting my mother, and she was ready to make her transition. And she's laying in bed there, and she says, "Well, you know, David always thought he was better than us." And I says, "Wow." And so my sisters went and took a break, you know, and so I stayed there, and I said, "Well, I want to thank you for the things you taught me, because I wouldn't be as successful if I hadn't had that experience." And then when I saw my sister, I said, "Well, you know, Ma's a little bit doesn't understand confidence and security." And definitely she didn't do that. And she did not want us to teach, be confident and secure, especially outside the family. And by now, you know, I'm in an alcoholic family. So that's the traits that they have in there. And so, what is your view on things in life? What are you doing about those views in life? You know, it's one thing to feel uncomfortable about something, and it's another thing to do something about it. You know, we have something in this principle universe, is that one thing that's constant is change. And it doesn't matter what you do, you're still changing. And most likely you're going to get better at what you are. And that's a change. And so let's send our views out to things that are different in our life. And you know, who's going to be the judge of that? You don't have to go and tell other people, "Can I view this?" Because first of all, they're going to tell you, "What do you want to view a thing like that for?" And so you view what you desire in your life. You know, desire is a worthy destination, and you are worthy of value in your life. The ability to change your life is not something that just happens. It happens every day of your life. And your imagination helps you to do that. And no matter what anybody has said, your imagination is wonderful. And when I use my imagination, I learned some lessons along the line. I always would say this or something greater. Because sometimes I would meet my goals, and there was more goals to meet after that. And all I had to do was take another step, and I would have accomplished that. And what is another step? You know, keep on viewing what you've been viewing. You know, the ability to understand yourself goes along with imagination and knowing too. You know that every person that you meet is a representation of you, and give yourself the God within you. Give yourself thanks for that. For you are getting to know thyself when you meet people. And this goes along with the first one that irritates you. Because I found out a long time ago when people irritated me, I was doing the same thing. All right. And so my view then went to something that was acceptable and an ease and peaceful manner. I have a little saying in my office that says, "Peace I am still." I would say that 200 or 300 times in 1970 and 71, just to get me through the things that I was changing in my life. Because change there's always a breaking down period of change. And it's nice to have peace when you go through that. Know that you feel what is peace. Another peaceful moment I had in my life, you know, I was in the Army, and our whole outfit went to Vietnam, and we were on a boat on the Pacific, and the Pacific was smooth as glass, and the sun was going down. And I just happened to be out there, and I saw the sun go down, and I saw the curvature of the earth. I can still see that in my mind. We have these little events in our life to view, and they have an understanding with that to do that. And I'm asking you to ignite that imagination in your life, because you know there's a change going on in this world right now, and all you have to do, I don't encourage you to watch the news, because that tells you all the changes that are going to be done. You know? But know that you have a piece in that. You're not going to change the whole world, but you're going to change your world. And when you change your world, then you're going to change the world that you meet. So be strong and confident, you know. And you don't have to stand up verbally to people. All you got to do is smile at them. And I'm going to stay in my view, and I'm going to stay changing in my life. I want to be happy, healthy, and wealthy. I want the people, places, and my things to be happy, healthy, and wealthy. And I leave these words with many blessings.